Bagong updates para sa mga OFW na papauwi ng Pinas. Susunod na dito sa V-News and Trending. Naglabas ng advisory ang Civil Aeronautics Board noong Mayo 3, 2021. Pirmado ito ni Executive Director Carmelo L. Arcilla. Nasasaad dito ang international inbound passenger capacity at the Ninoy Aquino International Airports. Please be advised that the international inbound arrivals at the Manila Ninoy Aquino International Airport o NAIA shall be limited to a maximum of 2,000 passengers per day for the month of May 2021. Airlines operating in NAIA that will exceed the allowed capacity will be meted with the appropriate penalty pursuant to the Joint Memorandum Circular Number 2021-01 dated 8th of January 2021. Issued by the National Manila International Airport Authority, Clark International Airport Corporation, Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, CAAP, and the Civil Aeronautics Board by. So mga kapwa OFW, malinaw po na nagbigay ng advice po ang Civil Aeronautics Board na mula po May 2021, ang capacity po ng passengers na re-receive po sa NAIA ay only 2,000 passengers. Before is only 1,500 po before. So ngayon nag-increase po sila ng 500 more passengers for the total of 2,000 passengers. So good news po ito sa mga OFW at mga iba pa pong mga papauwi ng Pilipinas diyan po sa NAIA International Airport. So yan po ang good news para sa mga OFW at meron din po tayong bad news. Ayan. Naglabas po ang IATF Resolution Number 114 o Interagency Task Force dyan po sa Pilipinas. Ang sinasabi po dito, the DOTR to ascertain that swabbing will be done at exactly the 7th day and the result to be delivered on the 9th day. The day of the release from the quarantine facility shall be standardized on the 10th day. Ayun, malinaw po na sinasabi dito, pag galing po kayo ng airport, direkta po kayo sa quarantine facility po natin dyan sa Pilipinas. And then, isoswab po kayo sa ikapitong araw nyo po. Doon po kayo i-PCR test. At dapat ang result ay lumabas sa 9th day nyo po. Kung kayo po ay negative, immediately po dapat kayo lumabas sa ikasampung araw ng inyong pagstay dyan sa facility. Pag kayo naman po ay positive, maka-quarantine po kayo ng 14 days dyan sa asymptomatic dyan sa ating facility dyan sa Pilipinas. Mga dapat malaman tungkol sa COVID-19.
Nagsimula lamang bilang isang outbreak sa Wuhan, China, ang pandemyang COVID-19 na kinakaharap pa rin hanggang sa ngayon ng buong mundo. Sa paglipas ng panahon at sa patuloy na pagtaas ng bilang ng mga kaso ng COVID-19, nagkakaroon na rin ng mga bagong variants ang virus mula sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Ngunit paano nga ba nagkaroon ng mga bagong variants ang virus na ito? Ang tanong, epektibo pa ba ang mga bakuna laban dito? Sa ngayon, umabot na sa mahigit 153 million ang naitatalang kaso ng COVID-19 sa buong mundo. Ayon sa mga eksperto, dahil sa pagdami nito, hindi imposible na magkaroon ng mutations at ma-develop ang mga bagong variants ng coronavirus.
We need to remember that the SARS-CoV-2 virus is an RNA virus, and some amino acids change. They structurally change. These changes sometimes are beneficial to the virus in the sense that it helps its increased transmission.
Yung ating mga virus at the moment, they multiply, di ba? Mag-replicate yung virus. Hindi siya perfect, nagkakaroon ng mga errors. So itong mga errors, nag-accumulate, nagkakaroon ng mutation yung virus, at nagkakaroon tayo ng variant. Pero gusto ko lang din sabihin na yung pagkakaroon ng mutation ng virus is a normal process sa kanyang replication.
Mayroong dalawang kategorya ang mga variants. Ito ay ang variant of interest at ang variant of concern. Itinuturing na variant of interest ang virus kapag ito ay nakitaan ng kaunting pagbabago sa mga naunang variants. Ngunit wala pang kumpirmasyon kung ito ba ay mas nakakahawa o may epekto sa mga bakuna o gamot.
A variant of interest when we see early changes, but we are not clear what its epidemiological impact is, what its impact will be on treatment and vaccines, and what its impact on transmission is.
Mayroon ding natuklasang bagong variant sa ating bansa. Ito ay ang P3. Ito rin ay natuklasan sa United Kingdom, Japan at iba pang mga bansa. Ngunit ito ay tinuturing pa rin na isang variant of interest.
The P3 variant at this point of time still remains a variant of interest. So because we don't see a clear issue where the P3 variant is recorded either in levels of increased transmissibility or increased severity of disease or other factors that I mentioned. The P3 variant, which is genetically linked to the P1 Brazilian variant, but doesn't seem to have those factors that are associated with the P1 variant. And so we currently consider the P3 variant as a variant of interest and not a variant of concern.
Kapag ang isang variant naman ay kumpirmadong mas nakakahawa o nagiging sanhi ng severe disease o may epekto sa mga bakuna, ito ay maituturing na variant of concern.
In terms of variants of concern naman, ito naman po yung mga variants na sinasabi natin na may mga evidence na merong increased transmissibility or increased pathogenicity or the possibility na parang may immune evasion. Kung baga, pwede silang mag-escape sa mga immune system na na-develop ng tao either through vaccination or through natural infection.
Sa Pilipinas, mayroon ng naitalang ilang variant of concern.
So if we go back to what we have now in the Philippines, we have, through the work carried out through enhanced biosurveillance in the country, detected 3 of the variants of concern that have been identified globally. That is the B117 variant, which was initially detected in September in the United Kingdom. It's the B135 variant, which was initially detected in South Africa a little later, probably October of last year. And it is the P1 variant, which was initially detected in Amazonia in Brazil and Japan. So these 3 variants are variants of concern.
Ayon sa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention o CDC, ang B117 na natagpuan sa United Kingdom ay sinasabing 50% ang kakayahang mas makahawa o magdulot ng mas malalang impeksyon sa katawan. Gayon din ang B1351 na natagpuan sa South Africa. Maaari rin itong makalagpas sa ating immune system at sa ibang mga bakunang ginawa laban dito. At ang P1 naman na natagpuan sa Brazil ay maaari ring makalagpas sa ating immune system at maaaring mabawasan ang efficacy ng mga bakuna laban dito. Ngunit hindi lahat. Nagkaroon ng mga balita na ang ilan sa mga COVID-19 vaccines ay hindi epektibo laban sa ibang mga bagong variants. Dapat ba tayong matakot dito?
Let me be clear, there's no report about it being not effective. The initial study that came out of South Africa was in a very small sample of people. But as I mentioned right at the beginning, the purpose of the vaccine is at this point of time to prevent severe disease and death. And from that perspective, the vaccine is still effective.
So, I would like to emphasize to our audience na yung maraming mga vaccines, kung minsan, iba-iba ang range ng kanilang efficacy, di ba? Efficacy, it can range from 10, 20, 50, mayroon namang 95. These are all based on development of mild cases, no? Pero itong mga vaccines that have been approved for vaccination, lahat sila from 90 to 100% are very effective at preventing severe or critical cases.
Kaya naman, kasabay ng pagkalat ng iba't ibang variants, patuloy pa rin ang pagdevelop ng mga bakuna laban sa COVID-19 at sa mga bagong variants nito.
The manufacturers of those vaccines are looking at how they can structurally alter the vaccines to increase their efficacy. And that is also an expected dynamic process that will happen over time. But from what we know now, it's clear that the use of available vaccines is critically more important to protect people from severe disease and death, and that should be our focus at this point of time.
So, in anticipation din na magkakaroon ng mga variants, actually gumagawa na rin itong ating mga vaccine developers ng second generation as well as third generation vaccines na kasi nakikita natin dahil na rin sa global effort na mag-share ng data at ng sequences, nakikita nila na for example, mayroong reduced efficacy because there is a mutation in the E484 or in some other regions of the spike protein. Kaya nagde-design sila ng second generation vaccine. So probably it will be safe to anticipate that we might have to get booster shots in the future.
Ngayon, upang mapigilan ang pag-mutate ng virus, kinakailangan ding mapigilan ang pagkalat nito sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa minimum public health standards. Dahil kapag ating napigilan ang transmission ng virus, nawawalan din ito ng pagkakataong mag-mutate.
So the secret is that we limit that opportunity for mutations occur by doing early control wherever transmission, because if we limit the transmission, the opportunities for mutation and new variants occurring becomes less. So this should be our approach anywhere. That's why we say that even if you are vaccinated, you still need to wear your mask. You still need to follow the minimum public health standards, because what we know is that if you get the vaccine, you will not get severe disease and you will not die.
Of course, pwedeng natin talaga yung vaccination. We really have to, it's a race, no? Vaccination is a race. We have to win over these variants and over this virus. So we really have to double time on our vaccination. Kaya kung may oportunidad tayo magpa-vaccinate, grab it.